Every action has a reaction.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a pregnancy update, why I have been absent for the past couple of weeks, and also just like update on everything else going on because I haven't been able to update you guys in like 3 to 4 weeks. So I guess I will start off with my 35-week pregnancy update. I'm currently 35 weeks. I'll be 36 weeks on Thursday. Right now, my symptoms, they're pretty much the same, I guess. I'm really just experiencing a lot of swelling. I think a couple days ago, my swelling was accompanied by dizziness, and I was having some contractions, and I thought it was time to have the baby. It was not, so here we are. I don't know if I'm dilated or anything at all. Here is a bump update. I will try to show you guys the best I can. So we're working with, I'm not sure if I dropped or not, but my stomach is very hard. Not as much back pain unless I, walk a lot. To me, like, my stomach is shaped like a teardrop, and I don't like it. Because, so I had my first baby, I had a C-section, so, like, now it's, like, all hard and stuff up here, but then it's, like, at the bottom, it's, like, flabby, and I don't like it at all. Like I said, I haven't had really any issues so far this week except for the extreme swelling. I'm still experiencing fatigue, have back pain and hip pain if I am walking a lot. I will say I don't really have as much of an appetite, but I'm not sure if that is because I had COVID a couple weeks ago, or whatever the case may be, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys about next. So yeah, 35 weeks. I'm really tired. Thank God for my village. Thank God for my cousin. Oh my God, I will never be able to thank her enough. This is honestly the nicest thing anybody's ever done for me. Seriously. So, I am the main person that cleans in my house. I'm not going to try to discredit Tarek and make it seem like he doesn't do anything, but I am the main one who does the cleaning and the deep cleaning at that. He works 12-hour shifts. You know how it is when you're a mother or whatever, and if, your partnership is different, that's good for you guys and that's what works for you guys. This is how it is over here. I'm usually the one who does the cooking, the cleaning, and of course, Tarek helps his agent and stuff like that with his baths and all that stuff, but he has to be home to do that. So, my house has not been up to par, kind of the farther along I've gotten into this pregnancy, and it's gotten harder to move. And it just got to the point where, I really started to just get depressed. I just felt like nothing was ever going to get better. Felt like I was not prepared for this baby. I didn't know what I was going to do, because here I am experiencing the swelling, and it's not even just the swelling, it hurts too. So I was just doing what I could, and my cousin had randomly asked me, she said, hey, if you're if you don't mind, I can come help you clean up tomorrow. And I was like, my first instant reaction was oh my God, thank you, Jesus, please come fucking help me. But at the same time, I was just so embarrassed about how my house looked, because it was bad. It's rough for Tarek, because lately his job has been having him work 12-hour shifts. So after those 12-hour shifts, it's, I'm not going to say it's hard, but he has to hurry up and get to bed to be ready for his next 12-hour shift. So there's that. But she came over and helped me clean up. I got a lot of my nesting done. I just have to pack my hospital bag. The pack and play is set up, but I have to set up the bassinet part. Tarek has to fix that because I don't know what the fuck I did. Most of his clothes is hung up. I have to hang up the rest of his clothes. And then we have to get 2 nightstands for our bedroom. But other than that, everything is done for the most part, and it has just been such a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, because what I was doing is just taking it one day at a time and just trying to clean up what I could when I could, and that's just where I was at with it. But this really put me ahead. I have some laundry I have to do. Like I said, I got to get that hospital backpack. speaking of my hospital bag, so I have been really like digging this website called Caden Lane, right? They have the cute little um, onesies, and they have the matching like swaddles and robes for mommy and me and stuff. So I got one for me and the baby. I had also ordered my hospital bag September 1st on there, but I did not see before my dumb ass ordered it that it takes 4 to 6 weeks to ship out. I will probably have the fucking baby by then. I'm praying that the bag comes early or something, because I really, really like the bag, and then I can get my bag packed. But at this point, like, who knows what can fucking happen with this labor. So now I am completely like, you know, I'm out of work, so yeah, we'll see. I don't know. If anybody has any websites where I can probably find a really cute what's it called, hospital bag, that'd be great. But yeah, so there's that. Second update. So a couple weeks ago, I had COVID. I had the Delta variant, and bitch, oh my god, like, bro, COVID is like the flu on crack. I'm not gonna say I never thought I would get COVID, but I didn't know it was gonna be all that, especially being pregnant. So here were a couple of things. Tarek still had to work his 12-hour shifts. His job is not as lenient with him getting off like mine compared to how mine is. He doesn't have things like sick time and all that. You know, he has vacation time and maybe personal days, but that's about it. And you get a set amount for the whole year. And usually his personal days, maybe he gets 2 full weeks of personal days, or maybe a week of personal days and 2 weeks of vacation. So, usually he uses one earlier in the year around the Zadrian's birthday, and then the other one maybe around like Christmas time or a holiday or something. But yeah, so anyway, he still had to work while I had COVID. And I had to quarantine, and my son obviously had been around me, so I had to keep him home with me from, you know, daycare. It was really hard and frustrating trying to explain to him what's going on, because he's just thinking we're being mean, like we didn't want to be around him, like, you know, and that wasn't the case. I just kept trying to explain to him, mommy is sick, and if you get sick, you know, it wouldn't be good. So it was really frustrating. I would say day one of me, I had like day one, which was like a Wednesday or something like that. It started with me having a headache. I think I took some Tylenol, eventually took the headache away, cool, whatever. You know, I felt really funny. I just didn't feel like myself, and I was really tired, and I just didn't feel good. But I was like, you know, whatever, this is probably just a part of the pregnancy. I am in the 3rd trimester, like, so then I woke up on Thursday. I still pushed myself to go to work despite. So I had checked with a temporal thermometer, or like, you know, one of the infrared ones to put near your head, and it said I didn't have a fever. So that is why I still went to work. My body hurt so bad, it felt like the Hulk beat my ass. Like, he just walked me like a fucking dog. Like, that's what it felt like. So my body hurt so bad. Then my head was hurting. On top of that, I had a dry cough. I didn't really have much of an appetite either, so I really wasn't eating like I should. I felt really fatigued, and like COVID fatigue is just so different than like regular fatigue and pregnancy fatigue. Like this, I felt so weak. Like I felt like I could just pass out. So I sat there and I tried to get as much paperwork done. I think I was at work for like maybe like an hour and a half. I tried to get as much paperwork done as I could, and then I, you know, I started seeing the dots. I was about to see the Lord, y'all. Usually I see those dots when my sugar is low and I'm about to pass out and go unconscious, or, you know, so I knew I was about to pass out. I was like, okay, I need to go home. I don't feel good. My coworker was like, you know, you don't look good. She was telling me like I didn't even look good when I came in there. But I was still trying to push myself, because I'm like, I'm going to go on maternity leave in like 2 to 3 weeks, or possibly earlier, because my doctor was talking about taking me out of work early, because my restrictions were not really being respected due to us being short-staffed. And she didn't want me to go into preterm labor, and I was showing some preterm labor symptoms. So I went and got tested. Come to find out, I was positive for COVID, and I did have a fever on top of that. And like the thing about COVID is like you start to feel, maybe within a couple days you start to feel better, and then out of nowhere you just kind of like decline. It's kind of like the flu, you know? So it's like, I think like on my 10th day when I was no longer contagious, like my throat started hurting, and I'm like, bro, I'm supposed to be feeling better at this point. Like, what the fuck? My throat hurt for like 4 to 5 days after that, and to like maybe the 14th day of quarantine, and then after that it got a little bit easier and I was better. But it really sucked. It was really uncomfortable, especially being pregnant. Like, nothing was helping. Like, so what I did was I had taken things like zinc. I took my prenatal vitamins. I got some vitamin C. I was using a humidifier that also turned into like an inhaler, so like I could like breathe in steam. I got these vapor tablets that I threw in the shower to help try to clear me up so that I could breathe. Mucinex helped me a little bit, a cough suppressant a little bit, because like, bro, like my cough was just so bad. It was like, you would think I would have smoked cigarettes for like 50 years. Like, it was bad. But I'm so happy that it's done and over with. I'm happy Zadrian and Tarek did not have it and did not get it. Thank God. I'm happy that I'm okay. I'm happy the baby's okay. I'm very much blessed in that aspect. But bro, I don't want to go through that shit again. Like, oh my goodness. Like, whew. But yeah, so there is that. I will say, I think, like, me also not sitting around as much. So, like, I tried to get up as much as possible, you know, just sanitize as I went throughout the house. What the fuck is on my camera? What the fuck? Oh, okay, I don't know. Tried not to stay in bed as much. Like, if I needed something to drink, put my mask on, put gloves on, go out in the, you know, the kitchen and go get me something to drink, like that. I try to keep up with, like, you know, taking the medicine and stuff like that. It was rough, but I was able to get through. I don't wish that shit on nobody, especially while you're pregnant. Like, I was reading, like, you know, COVID, like, how it can affect pregnancy, and from what I was reading, it was saying that it can, I don't know if this is true or not, but like it was saying, like, you know, sometimes some women could go into preterm labor, some, you know, other unfortunate things could happen. I'm just happy that, like, that did not happen to me, and I was okay. I did whatever I could, so, yeah. Speaking of that, during the process of me having COVID, I was supposed to have an appointment on the 24th, and I had told them the day, like, literally the day that I tested positive, hey, I'm positive for COVID, I do have symptoms. What do? I have an appointment with you guys on this date. And basically what they told me is, okay, so first of all, you still can come to your appointment, but they'll have to see you at the end of the day. From the looks of your appointment, you have a at the end of the day appointment, so you should be fine. Just call when you get in the parking lot, and then go to, you know, they'll let you know when to come inside, so you won't go in the living room. They could just put you in a room. You won't go in the waiting room. They could just put you in a room. Okay, cool. And then she also said that the appointment time that I had was at the end of the day, so that worked out. Okay, but here comes the day of my appointment. Mind you, I had to ask my uncle to watch my son, and because I didn't have a sitter, because like I said, he was quarantining with me. So I called them, and they're like, okay, we just gotta hold on for a second. So I guess they let the doctor know. Y'all should be able to see this shit in my chart. Okay? I'm like, I was just so confused on like what the extra shit was, because I'm like, this should be plain and simple. Like, what is going on? This shouldn't be an issue. Basically, they were like, oh, the doctor can still see you, but they don't know when. Like, what time. I did not have time to sit there and wait. I am COVID positive. I'm not trying to be out in the public anyway. My uncle was nice enough to watch my son. Like, you know, come on now. I can't sit here and wait in this parking lot, and y'all don't even know when y'all going to be able to see me, and I could be waiting here for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I had to cancel my appointment because I needed to go get my son. So I have not been seen. I don't know if I'm dilated any. I don't know about any of that shit. I have been having contractions throughout the time, even while with COVID, contractions and some uterine cramping. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate the two. So I don't know, like I said, if I'm dilated any. I don't know when they're going to check me. After this, though, I really don't think I'm gonna be dealing with the hospital setting. Like, if I do decide to have any more children, I'm gonna go the midwife way. I'm gonna have a midwife and a doula, because I just feel like, I understand everybody's overwhelmed with the pandemic, and you know, sometimes as pregnant women we can be a little emotional and we can tend to complain. But to me personally, as the doctor or the midwife, you should be rather safe than sorry, because there have been times where I've seen such small things like, oh, you know, a pregnant woman complaining of a headache or something like that, she's come to find out she has preeclampsia, and they weren't keeping up with her blood sugars, and you know, she either loses her life or her baby, you know, stuff like that. So I just kind of wish, like, in the hospital setting, they would take things more seriously, because God forbid if I were to, like, pass away, or my child would have passed away, all you can fucking say is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You can't bring me back, and you can't heal that wound, you know? So I'm definitely going to go the midwife route and doula route next pregnancy. Also, I feel like it would be a more personal experience, and I would like to have a water birth. I'm trying to go into labor on my own. I'm honestly feeling a little bit discouraged, because I am going to be attempting to do a VBAC, which is vaginal birth after C-section. But if I can't go into labor on my own, they're not allowed to induce me, obviously, because I would be at risk for, you know, uterine rupture. So I have to go into labor on my own. I don't know if I have to go into labor by like 40 weeks, or, you know, how long they can hold out for me. But, yeah, that's where we're sitting at. I just, you know, with being induced, it's kind of hard to know, like, what the real thing is, because to me personally, being induced was a lot more intense than I think if my body would have just done it itself. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not actively trying to walk, like, induce labor. So, like, I'm not, like, taking medicine or anything, but I am doing things like keeping active and, you know, trying to walk. Old wives' tales, like, oh, if you eat some spicy things or pineapple and stuff like that, I am doing that, hopefully to try to cause, like, some cervical change, and, you know, by the time that maybe I am at the appropriate amount of weeks they want me to be at, I can go into labor on my own. You know, I know a lot of people have, like, things to say about the, you know, what is it called? Having a baby in a hospital setting. I totally understand, and I know some people were just like, you know, I just said, you know, fuck them doctors, and I just had my baby at home. And I completely understand that, and I'm not that bold, okay? I have not done enough research about having a home birth. I have not done enough research about if my insurance covers money for a midwife and doula, especially now at this point. So that's kind of not an option for me personally, for me to just up and change that. Plus, if anything were to happen to my child, if something were to go wrong, me having an unassisted birth, I wouldn't fucking know. So that would be on me if something were to happen to me or my child. And I don't even want to go through that. I know I'm, you know, advocating for myself. Like, I was very adamant that I wanted a VBAC. I was very adamant, like, you know, if it's not necessary, then we're not going to do it. So I'm very good at speaking up for myself. So and of course, if I have to be that rude patient, then I definitely will be. But I am going to do this because this is the safest option for me right now. So I just ask that everybody respect that, because, you know, I know I have, like, some people who just, you know, just don't believe in the hospital thing, and that's completely okay. If I do have to have another VBAC, I know that there are doctors out there who specialize in VBACs, and even if I do have 2 C-sections, it is possible for me to have a natural birth. So yeah, I would just, you know, do more research, of course. Of course, a lot of this stuff is like shoulda, coulda, woulda, because, like, a part of me wishes, like, I had knew more when I had my first baby, so I could have told them, like, no, I don't need a C-section. I mean, obviously I needed it at the time. It was an emergency. He was in distress. But I sometimes feel like it was because I was induced. And I still don't even fully understand the extent of why I had to be induced anyway. So, yeah. That is all so far. I will try to create a vlog with my, or a vlog or something with my sister, and probably incorporate her in more of my videos. But sometimes she likes to be an op-ass bitch, so it's hard to get her to my house. As of lately, it hasn't been though, and sometimes I'll be like, I'll cash app you gas money if you come to my house. So yeah, but other than that, I will talk to you guys maybe in a week or two, update you, probably after my appointment, and we will see what else happens. I still don't have a cool ass intro or outro, so you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on other social media, and yeah, all that good shit. Whatever the fuck the other YouTubers be saying. Yep. And so until I figure out what to call the people who actually like watch me talk to myself, y'all the realists. Like, y'all are so cool. And thanks. Anyway, bye. My fat ass is a nap. I'm tired.